Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real, keeping it real. Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.
So balance is an interesting concept. Every year I choose a power word for the year. I do a bunch of meditations, visioning during December, and come up with a power word. And this year, my power word actually happens to be balance. And what I'm thrilled with these power words is when I set that intention of bringing more of that into my life, it's always amazing to see how it shows up, for me to experience that. So, sometimes it's a blessing, and sometimes it's an opportunity. So this week, my experience of balance has been balancing the absolute adorableness of a 14-week-old puppy versus the need to make sure that she is not unruly. So this week has been all about that for me. Just doing all of those things that are necessary when you bring a new life like that into your family and your home and so forth. So this idea of balance, most of the spiritual traditions have some idea about balance being the key to life, about how it's absolutely necessary that we find balance in all things to experience that. In the Buddhist technique, they have a concept called the middle way, which is about making sure that we're not on the extremes on either one. It's about bringing that balance into our life. Baha'u'llah, the founder of the Baha'i faith, says this about balance. He says, "Set before thine eyes God's unerring balance, and as one standing in its presence, weigh in that balance thine actions every day, every moment of thy life." So look at that idea of balance and then weigh your actions on that. My talk title for today is Save and Delete. Now, I'm a former computer specialist in the public school system, and so saving and deleting was always a big deal because, you save and you save and you save and you save and you save, and all of a sudden you get that message on your computer. You have run out of memory. And so it's always also a matter of getting rid of the stuff that we don't need anymore, because as long as we're accumulating and bringing more things into our lives and stuff like that, we kind of fill up our energy around those things. We fill up our space physically. We fill up our activities around managing those things. I've just completed a move from a rental house into my house that I just purchased this week also. And although I thought I was doing so good at getting rid of stuff, my goal for the next couple of weeks is to make room for my car in the garage. So, again, balance. Do I need 38 boxes of books? That's what bookshelves are for exactly. But when I was putting away books today, I found 3 copies of Mark Nepo's The 1,000 Ways to Listen. I really don't think I need 3 copies. Plus I also have the Audible and the digital copy of it. It's a good book. But balance, finding the ways to balance things out in our lives. That whole idea of making balance in our space is so important to us. It's so critical. I mean, there's so many things out there right now about, the Marie Kondo cleaning. Does this thing bring me joy? If it doesn't bring me joy, do I need to keep it? I've just been recently reading a series and watching videos on a series of a technique called Swedish death cleaning, which is what people in Sweden do as they hit their 60s. They begin to clear all the stuff away they don't need because they don't want to leave it for their families. If any of you have ever taken care of somebody's stuff after they've departed, you know how that can be. There's just stuff. And so how much stuff do we really need? How much do we need to have in our lives? What do we need to really save, and what can we delete?
Keeping it real with Reverend Laura.